All right, after that finale, I'm on board. I want to see more of Young Royals. Let's talk about it. What is up, Netflix fans? Welcome back to my channel. As always, we're talking the brand new movie or show on Netflix. And this weekend, it's a Swedish 6-episode season 1 called Young Royals. Spoiler-free review. Let's get into it. So, when Prince Wilhelm arrives at this prestigious boarding school, he finally gets an opportunity to explore his true self and find out what kind of life he wants to live. He begins to dream of a future filled with freedom and unconditional love away from his royal obligations. But when he unexpectedly becomes next in line for the throne, his dilemma is heightened and he has to make a choice: love or duty. And let me tell you, when this first started, I didn't know what to think. I liked the fact that the young actors and actresses looked of age. Whether it be Netflix shows or movies in general, not as many now. It's really an early 2000s thing, but they'll always cast like 28, 29-year-olds to play these teenagers or 35-year-olds to play college students. And in this case, I didn't actually look at the age of the actors, but they look of the proper age and they act as you would expect people around this age to act, whether it be the nerves that Willie has going to this new environment and not really wanting to live the royal life. Now, we've seen shows like this 1,000 times before. Well, I want to go fit in and try to be with normal kids, and that's what you think this is going to be. But no, he actually has a very similar mentality of a student who doesn't necessarily know how to fit in, whether it be the quirky nature or just shy and subtle at points, and you don't expect that going into a show like this. So his character felt real. It also feels real because he's struggling to find himself, and along the way, he's meeting others, friends, and those that are kind of going through things themselves. And I will say, outside of our core group, not many other characters who are introduced outside of that group are explored to the degree that I think they should have been. But you look at the fact that there's only a handful of episodes here compared to other Netflix shows. I think there's a lot of room to do more if the show indeed does get a season 2. So I think it sets the stage for season 2 really well. That's why I mentioned that in my review. But I'm also really engaged in some of the romances going on here. Now, I don't want to spoil too many things, but I will talk about the fact that there is one romance in particular between Willie and Simone, and it feels natural. The chemistry is great. The acting is awesome. And what they're both struggling with, both similar and different, is conveyed so well on screen. And everybody's going to make the comparison off the bat. They're going to say, well, this is Elite. This is a lot more contained than Elite. Elite is flashy and over the top, and it exaggerates, and I like it for that. It works in that way, right? But this show handles things a lot differently. We're literally dealing with royalty here, whereas a lot of the students in Elite, they think they're royalty, and well, some of them are, but this is someone who is taking his obligations and saying, nah, I don't want this. I want to live this normal life, and then acting normal or quirky, which to me is like normal. That's how one would act in that environment, that situation. So it felt real. It looked real. The cinematography was really good. The filmmaking in general is solid. And what they were able to do in 6 episodes and the story that they were able to convey worked extremely well, surprisingly well. And I just love the fact that there's all kinds of things going on here. It's firing on all cylinders, whether it be love triangles, very intense love triangles, where certain people in that triangle don't feel the same way as others. And then certain people just don't care at all about the interest of a couple of our friends here. So whether it be Will and Simone or Felice and August, who are both, quirky in their own way. One character who just doesn't know how to handle their parents. And I love getting different types of characters in a show like this, but at the end of the day, it doesn't come across as too much, because a lot of the times shows like this, they can be too much, and it's like, the teen coming of age tropey, it's all about me and living life on the edge, and this show doesn't do it all that often. Now, I wasn't as engaged with the story surrounding these relationships and what's going on outside of the school, and they try to throw a few things at us that I just don't know if it worked entirely, and this is not necessarily my target demographic. This is like a coming-of-age type story, and I'm past that point in my life, but I can objectively look at this and say, for the target audience and for those who are into this type of show, I think it goes beyond that and almost sets the standard for what is to come. The fact that it's a Swedish series making this kind of impact already, not to say it's the best thing I've seen on Netflix all year, but Young Royals does a great job of handling different topics and interesting relationships, and the show deals with things like inclusion and social status and things you wouldn't often find in a show like this. So before I give you guys my score, thanks so much for joining. If you enjoyed this show or this review, let me know down below and drop your thumbs up button to support this channel. Let's go with a 78% for Young Royals. Yeah, I'm going pretty high. Listen, there are a lot of things about this show that stick out as avoiding genre cliches, and in this genre, it's very easy to kind of go down that path. So I liked it. I like Willie as a character, and I hope Netflix picks this up. I can't wait to see what happens. So did you guys watch Young Royals today? Very easy, only 6 episodes. And what are you watching on Netflix this weekend? I know I said I'm reviewing Fear Street. It's coming. A lot of reviews tomorrow, such as The Purge. Let me know if you want me to review Boss Baby. I don't know. All right, guys, you're the best. See you soon.